Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reels of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
Welcome back to the show. This is your host, Lexus, coming back to you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Thank you for tuning back in with us at the Real Double Dose channel. Again, as I always say in all the other episodes that we have thus far, you can reach out to us at any time, Angela, Tony, or I, at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's YANDEX.com, and as well as Spirit and Mind Elevation at reborn.com. Yes, we do have that. And just remember, I do believe that we do have that available at S&M Elevation, which is Spirit and Mind Elevation.com. Just for another protocol we have, but our main goal is to make sure you hear from us and get a part of that as well. So if you're not tuning in from those other levels, which we see you are, yes, we do see you in the house all the way from Cali to Texas to Canada to Germany to you know what I'm saying, like the Africas to the Pakistans to my friends over there and all the other lands. Yes, we do see you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Colombia in the house as well. What's up to my familia over there? What's going on? Okay. Yeah. And everybody else, I love you just deeply. Yeah, you got it. But I'm just going to say from TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and much, much more. Don't forget to check that out and get it going. But we have a beautiful episode ready for you today. So I hope that you're ready and you're going to be holding on to what we have to say because it's hashtag a lot more included into what we're telling you today. So I had a difference of what I wanted to say originally. And it was more of I didn't want people to have a feeling about Biden or presidency. There's no political issue in here. Okay, so when I go hashtag build back better, some people could go on that level and somebody else could feel something else. But I want to ask you a question. No matter where you are right now, I know I see all of you from so many countries, so many cities, so many things going on. I don't even know how to say them out loud when I come on here. It's like my brain goes into a fart because I'm like, wow, all these places from all these lands, even cities we've never heard of. We had to Google within Google within Google. Yes, hashtag facts. So let Lex tell you what's going on here. I want to ask every single one of you, are you doing the best that you can to get the best out of yourself? Are you doing the best that you can from anything that you've relinquished from the past? I know one thing that has basically held me back and has also moved me forward. And that's the problem of always having a problem within itself. I don't build back better all the time because I'm so busy running behind the things that never were built in the first place. See, we do get comfortable with the things that seem okay because we've dealt with them. So at the same time, you get used to the unknowns, right? That are something you don't want to touch because you're like, man, I don't know this territory. I don't know where I'm going in this path, but I do know the toxicity over here. I know how to get around the avenues. You know what I mean? That kind of feeling when people say on an adventure, things to go on in life, the unknown. Some people say, you know what, Lex, I'll take my chances. I'll be over here. I'm okay with living here for 50 years. I'm okay with being stuck in this situation with these people, with this person or myself. I'm okay with being mediocre, even though I know I deserve more than what I'm giving myself, because I'm so used to being in a place to where I would rather be in the knowns of uncomfortableness instead of being in the unknowns of the greatest life that awaits me potentially. See, the thing is, if you're going to get hit by a car, you're going to get hit by a car no matter what life you choose to live or if it's a bus coming your way. The whole thing is life is not promised to us any single second that we breathe. Life is not our promise. It's a gift for the future, the past, and the present. So I just want to let everybody know while you're sitting here and getting the feedback from Tony over there, giving it, uploading it to Angela and what we do. I appreciate your feedback and some of you have a question. So let's answer the question from Michael. Okay, so Michael wants to know, everybody, thank you, Michael, over here from Mr. Connecticut, Michael. What is the purpose of building back better if you don't know how to build? Michael's asking. Well, Mike, from my personal opinion, and I'm just saying my factual opinion, facts. Let's be clear. Let's get it out. I'm just saying. Oh, we have that. Angela had to give her a little smile on there. Someone can't tell you how to build back better all the way. They can give you a blueprint of what they would do or analyze your life in a nutshell and say what they could do. But just for the purpose of you being here to even listen to it means we're not giving it enough. You see what I mean? At the same time, I'm cautious to not have my ignorance overdo me and be like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. No, it's not about that. But the point is, are you serving yourself? Or are you serving the purpose of the self? See, there's a difference between serving yourself and serving the purpose of the self. So when you live for yourself always, you don't look for that gratification, which is a good thing. You don't look for the validation of the outside world, but then you're stuck into a kind of a cyclone to where there's no one else that's getting a smile from you. You're not going out your way to serve that moment. Maybe you're just a simulation in the world of the Matrix, or maybe not. But the whole problem I see is that we're not ever getting to that point where we're building back better. Hashtag building back better means not a Biden quote. He said the triple B, it is what it is. That's his little thing. It's just like our previous president had. All right. We're not going into that. That's not political. I told you. It's the whole point of understanding that you have to deal with getting there for yourself. And at the end of the day, those words mean more than they could for any political measure. Are you building back better? Do you feel better when you wake up, even though it's a struggle? I wake up in pain like 9 times out of 10 every day. People don't realize that when they say, why are you so bubbly, Lex? Why are you so this and this? I give it all I have because I don't want someone else to feel the pain that I carry every day. That's not emotional. That's not psychological. That's not from the heart. That's just what I do on a physical basis. That's not even anything else. But I elevate and resonate so high with what I have and a purpose of the self living through me that I have to go beyond and above. And it kind of bothers me because I want to be one of those people. Don't get me wrong. Angela can tell you, I want to be one of those people. Some days, no shade to them. My babies, my nieces got their thing. I want to wake up at 11 a.m. sometimes and just roll over and have somebody have me a big plate of room service and some fruit and just chill back, It doesn't mean I love what I do any less, but sometimes I just want to serve me. A little pampering. Hashtag Nirvana Duality. Don't forget about the retreat we have coming up. I just want to put that out there. So I just want to say, no matter what you're doing, no matter how you feel, where you're at in life, you have to ask yourself, what is it going to take for me to build back, right? If you are not comfortable enough to analyze the situation, to walk away from it, that means you're just going to stay stagnant. And we all know stagnant water carries and festers all kinds of diseases, right? Diseases is exactly what it is. So I just want to implore you from the love that I have. And this is why I keep giving it all that I have. And I told people, no matter how many times you hear from me or how many things that happen, I still get up and do what I have to do. When my sister passed, I came back. When my dad passed, I came back. When my brother passed, I came back, and uncle and uncle and uncle and uncle. And I just lost one the other day. So when you're hearing this right now, remember when you say, man, where's the pain? All I feel is love. Well, guess what? That love has been resonated and changed into building it back better to be on here with you right now. Because you see, you're my better, right? Now, although I don't have any little ones running around in the world, right? It's to the point that I have a mission in my purpose. Now, a lot of you don't get discouraged out here, Michael, especially you. Don't get discouraged to where you see it like, oh my God, the Delta variant's coming out. We got a new thing going on with vaccinations. Boom, boom, boom. Don't let it sag you down. Now, a special, wonderful, the road to El Dorado. I'll say out there, the road to El Dorado. I told you I had someone special coming out to hit you with something real nice. That's still coming. But he had told me one day, I had talked to him and I said, you know what, honey, let me tell you something. This is what happened in the news. This is what happened over here. Did you know that he was like, wait a minute, pause, Lex, pause. You're coming up, where you get this like mass news media of this stuff? And I'm like, oh, I didn't really think about it. And me being a Heyoka empath and being so deep, I'm like, man, where is this coming from? He's right. I have to filter more of what I'm putting in my system, not just know-how. Because before I wouldn't even want to hear the news. I didn't want anything to do with it. And I must admit, my life was 10 times more peppier. But this time right here, I'm like, no, I'm just looking at something. But I was kind of going in a kind of a deer in headlights effect where I didn't realize I was processing that. But him being a filter for me was like, hey, Lex Eldorado told me you're not building back better. You're pausing in a moment of things that are holding you back. See, I thought it was just information I was sharing with him at the time, but I realized that was a seed being planted within me that like deteriorated me over time. Because I've noticed my depression doesn't just stem from the people that leave this earth. It stems from all the information that I'm not filtering in so I can build back better within myself. Any relationship will never develop the way you need it to if you're not putting the investment where it belongs. And I don't mean going on a ski trip or going to Hawaii for 17 months, getting broken, being like, oh my God, Lex told, no, hashtag disclaimer to all of you, multiple thousands of people. Disclaimer, I'm saying within the self, not your bank account, not all that stuff, your own spiritual currency first and foremost. I just want to let you know. But just remember, no matter what you do, you have to start from within in order for it to begin. And don't forget that. Thank you for your question, Michael. And we'll definitely have another one following that. We must not forget about the things going on. So here we are. We're back from that. That's right. Check out Spirit and Mind Elevation.com. Don't forget about that. And you know what we have is a couple things going on right there. The reason why I bring this up is because you just heard that. And also because the other red carpet stuff is rolling out in abundance. And we do appreciate those out there who have given us wonderful feedback about how things have been helping them enlighten themselves. Hashtag building back better. Let's get it. So, okay, we have another question here. And this is from Camera. Okay, so Camera is sitting out here in beautiful Delaware. I believe I'm saying that right. And her question for Lex is basically coming down to the point, almost like Michael's, but a little bit different. So that question is, and Angela, okay, so she's asking, and I believe it was, what do you do when you keep going back into the cycles once you have built back better? Well, thank you for that. Beautiful. I think it's Camera, right? I think I'm saying it right. I don't want to say it wrong. I'll just say K. K. Yeah, there you go. K. And that's a beautiful name too. I'm just saying. Okay, put it this way. We're all going to go through the same thing. It's always a cycle you go through. But put it this way. If you're going to go in a relationship or something that doesn't suit you, it's like going into this candy store. You know you're going to buy or be tempted to taste the candy. You're going to be buying some candy. So try not to put yourself in that position. If you're with a spouse or a person that's doing that, try to speak to them calmly. Try to get some way through them. Try some different things and try to say, hey, meet me in the middle. And if you feel like it's a dangerous situation, please call someone to intervene at your discretion and always reach out for some kind of help in those more serious situations. But I would say you have to make sure that you're doing it from an inner standpoint. There's no reason to sit there and demand something of someone that you're not willing to give for yourself. You're not willing to put that forth. So therefore, how can you expect that back? Now you might say, oh, K or Camera or Kamara. Okay. I gotcha. This is raw. Okay. This is not filtered to be scripted. So this is what you get. My love to you is to be like, hey, you know what? I feel as though, and honestly, it's kind of vague. It's general. I don't know if you're speaking about as far as you getting a to-do list done, or are you just speaking as far as relationship wise, but wherever it suits you back is how you go to build back better. Building yourself stronger is being back better. Cutting out more pasta out your diet and substituting it with zoodles if you can eat them, it might be building back better for you. Putting more, bison or venison on your plate might be building back better for you. I don't know. It might just be saying, hey, I want to go out and take myself out for lunch once a week and just read a book. It might be to the point I want to take my kid to the park and just play a water game. It might be something as small as picking out the right nail polish or the right shoestrings for your shoe to go play some hoops. Whatever it might be. Are you building one step at a time? See, they say don't look at the whole wall being built. Look at the stones one by one as they build that wall. Eventually, when we keep putting them on enough, the wall is built. Now, that wall is to keep things out or keep things within, or just to be simply looked at as beauty. I'm not portraying myself to have every single answer in the world, but I do have answers that will help the world. And all the things that I do know is that we all have a work in progress. And every day, no matter if we wake up and breathe, I wake up and I pray and I'm thinking, Creator of all things of the heaven and earth, how can I be better than I was yesterday? When I feel like I'm constantly going in a repetitive cycle because I don't know how to stay forward with building back better for myself. See, the campaigns out there click out a trigger a response to me to have an episode about it. It's never for just the clout, quote, the gram. It's never for just that. I'm thinking, man, you're right. I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about our inner country that will fuel that to have the outer country a little bit better. We can't control what the media puts out there. We can't control what goes on next door, across the street. We can't control our bodies sometimes. We can't control our thoughts sometimes. Even then we try to even meditate. You'll be having, it's like the moment you decide to focus and meditate, 20,000 things will just crash through and start banging on the door like, hey, did you take out the laundry? Hey, did you take the keys out the car? Hey, pay attention to me. I want to distract you. So you can't build back better.
Thank you for just a moment of your time. Are you looking for an opportunity to learn more about the inner world of your personal journey, or even more than this amazing exploration in itself? Would you also like to be a part of others discovering theirs too while you elevate yours? Maybe there's some part of your life that you want to improve on, and this was created especially for that. The value of what is to be gained into your overall well-being, happiness, clarity, and journey will definitely leave you feeling refreshed with an entire new understanding of life. So if you do choose to accept this mission, into developing and nurturing this process within the spirit and mind elevation, we implore you to come on over and check us out and prepare to be enlightened in your inner discovery channel at spiritandmindelevation.com. We look forward to seeing you.
It doesn't mean you have to come back with a Lamborghini and a Bugatti. That's what I'm saying. Success is not measured by how much you have in your pocket. It's how far you've come from the very obstacles that have held you back for you not to move forward. So don't look at that and say, well, I'm getting there. I left a relationship and I have several kids and I have this, but I have a job that's okay and it pays well, but I'll get there one day. Well, how do you know you haven't made it there already? How do you know? How do you vibrate that to that's not your building better? I mean, get that, right? Somebody can say, man, I stopped using drugs. I stopped hanging out with my homeboys. I stopped doing all this stuff. Man, I'm back to me. I'm getting there. I'm making minimum wage. I'm doing this. How do you know that's not built back better? It doesn't mean you can't go to your greatest to your best. It just means you already built back better. See, there's no level of no time restraint in life to say that. Or a kid saying, hey, Lex, I just went through 7 foster homes and I'm 14 years old and I made it over here with this family who loves me. And I'm actually functioning the way I feel like functioning like a normal human being. That's still at 13 or 12 years old, building back better. That's still a child being able to move their feet at 5 years old instead of having a paralyzed disorder or something else. Or they might wiggle their fingers for the first time. Someone might have lost 5 pounds their entire life, and that's enough. They might have gained 20 pounds, and that's enough. There's no quantity on how much your building back better has been. Just make sure you make it your best and forget the rest. Once we're on a journey to do better with what we know how, the only way we have a solution is by the creator that created the whole atmosphere of what we are. They say the man sets the tone and the woman is the atmosphere from the tone. But at the end of the day, the whole universal system rests on exactly that. So many people get so distracted, and it's more distracted than ever, to where it's a religion or a politic or a drama or this. See, the thing is, the kingdom of heaven is within you. And it doesn't mean you are the resurrection of your own salvation. What it means is you have salvation within the resurrection. You have an opportunity. You have a duty and a blessing to be able to connect with that divine from within, no matter what you're going through, and always connect to it, meaning there's nothing standing in the way. You don't need a bishop or a cardinal or a preacher to stand in the way of your relationship with the Creator. You don't need your mother or your father or your boyfriend to tell you when to tune in to that moment, but you do need to tune out the voices that tell you how. Because the only way we build back better is by connecting to the best basically the whole fine tuning of the inner world that has been created within us. That is the universal system of the only way you get better. Now, people don't want to stop and do that. They want a magic potion pill. They want a 3-step system to make yourself go back there. But if you're not willing to put in the work, you don't get the benefits. If you know you have to clock into work, and I love you, RDDC family. If you know you have to clock in, it's just kind of like Steve Harvey's book said. I think it was Think Like a Man and Act Like a Lady, something like that. Don't quote me on the name. Not endorsing either. That was a good book, though. If you know you have to go in and you have to clock in, and he has said something about a 90-day policy. A person, and in this retrospect, he was talking about a man and a woman. If a man or a person has to go into work, clock in, show up on time, look good, do some overthetop.com, and do your position very nicely, you get the whole package of possibly health benefits and the 401k plan, and they look at you as a serious person to be in the company. 6 months, okay, you're a little bit in a year, okay, chill back just a little bit. Don't start missing days. So why can't that be the same thing for a relationship with whatever else we're doing? It's always like, you know what? I want my prayers answered immediately. I want the things that I see fulfilled immediately. And if they're not, I'm not going to build back better because it's not working. That's what we think. But have we gone long enough? And I ask myself that too. Has our faith been long enough? Has our time been long enough? Because it seems like it's such a quick satisfactory, and maybe we can blame social media for it or not. Our own minds, like a goldfish memory of 2 seconds of actually having the attention span, to where we'll literally sit there and say, I feel as though, I can't get this in a snap of a finger, so I don't want it. If Amazon packages take 4 or 5 days longer than we wanted to, we freak out. So we can't be seriously thinking a prayer is going to be any longer, right? You're thinking, no, that should really be instantaneously. There's no transaction for Visa there. There's no nothing there. But you know what? There is. Because the same way we serve our Father is the same way we serve ourselves. And that's exactly what we get. Now, basically, our currency is going to be paid in the form of what money is used for. Or the entities. People say father, mother, us, the female version, whatever you want to put to it to make yourself feel chill. Don't get distracted off the little things. We have to stay focused on the big things. And the big things is #Build Back Better. We need to become the best that we can for ourselves so that we can do the healing and the monumental steps that we need to do to get back to the best. If that's supposed to be the company we're supposed to start a while ago, let it be. If you need the tools to know that, I'm telling you right now, we got it. Whole agency laid out. But I'm saying, if whatever you feel like you need to do and it's just bothering you in your soul and your stomach, you can't sleep at night quite right, get it right. I mean, it does make you feel down when you feel like, man, no matter what I do, it feels like I'm just taking 10 steps back, Lex. I can't feel it. I mean, every day it's like something will come in my way or someone will take my thoughts and I feel guilty for not relinquishing it back and snapping it back. But sometimes I'm just so heavy I can't get back off my feet. But I remember it was Les Brown who said, if you fall down, make sure you land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Not exactly the quote, but it's there. At the same time, that's the truth. I look at that. I'm like, you know what? It might have not been that day. And my kind of thing is I kind of use a reward system. And for mine, it's not just a little treat or something. Sometimes it is a slice of French silk pie. I'm just saying, no shade, French silk pie or something like that. But at this time, it's more like, okay, if I get to this day, I can sit here and possibly go order some nice relaxing fruit. Chill back. That's like my inner ambiance of chilling. Just a little quiet Havana with some light rain sprinkles on the outside and some cool breeze coming in. And just thinking about writing while I sit there laid up under some blankets. That's my slice of fallness, right? Or sitting on a bluff and feeling the cool leaves of the autumn just crisp around me while I sit there and just contemplate and pray. There's different places that you have. Some people is cycling. Some people is taking their dogs for a walk, going to gardening, whatever it is. But at the same time, it makes me come back better. I think we live up to a standard to where we open up a book or turn on the TV or we see something, which is, kind of out there now. And we think, okay, we see our neighbors pull up in a new car and go in their house and we think, oh man, but we don't know. We don't know what that car payment is. We don't know how much their mortgage is. We don't know the life that they're putting out they can actually afford or is okay with them. And if it's okay and that's what they feel is building back better, let it be. That's their life. But let's not envy that. Let's worry about where ours is, because we're not living their life. We're not in their shoes, and we're not on their path. We might see them throughout our journey, but we're not on their path. We're on ours. And after we realize every single one of us were put here for a reason, even if we get a chance to connect with each other on the physical aspect or not, that's where we all have to breathe, live, and grow. So hashtag Build Back Better. You know what it is better than anybody else. I hope I gave you all my love and all my depth in that. And Kay from wonderful Delaware, I'm hoping that helps you too to realize it doesn't matter. To a certain point, it doesn't matter how many times we skip back. It's about moving forward. We do have to get into the unknowns in order to move ourselves from the knowns. Because I would rather try to experiment and getting to have a new friendship, not be more hesitant not to do the old stuff of the past and feeling it out, but not be too on the fence, but allowing freshness to come and clarity. Okay. Just be cautious of whatever you do. It doesn't mean just go out and start saying, I'm going to live to the fullest and getting yourself in a situation. What it means is taking the contemplation, the concentration, and the dedication to be able to relax and just say, I'm going to feel this out. Because until you get the innate feeling of knowing what is good for you and with you and to you, not because the world tells you to, but because the connectivity you have between the creator and yourself has led you to the path of which that is. You'll know the difference. You know the difference between red light and green light. You know when you're walking and you feel someone walking behind you that shouldn't be. Okay, you have that feeling. You have a feeling when someone's lying to you and telling you, hey, this item on sale is $34.95. And you're like, well, wait a minute. The tag's hanging down saying the item is freaking $28. Why are you pulling my leg? Right? It's just certain things that we know how to have the ability to, but we can't, if we're washing that in the back where we don't want to hear anything about it or be a part of it, then we can't expect it. Eventually, it's like the alarm clock. I had said this many episodes ago. We're going close to 300 episodes at this point. Okay. I'm just saying we're going to get there. That I kept pushing snooze. I kept getting up at 5 a.m. pre-COVID, before that happened last year. 5 a.m. the alarm clock would go off. Boom, 4:55 a.m. I'll be ready to go, get in the shower, brush my teeth, get all that good stuff to get ready to go downtown, doing what I do. And then eventually I noticed, I kept snoozing it and snoozing. And after like the third snooze, I didn't hear it anymore. And it didn't happen every week. But after that, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I think it was like that day, thankfully, I had to be down there at 7:30 and I kept snoozing until like 6. And I was like, no way. It freaked me out though. I'm like, wow, how did I not hear it? It bothered me all day. How did I not hear 3 or 4 alarms go off? Is something wrong with my phone? No, something was wrong with, I kept tuning it out. I.e. example. We keep tuning out the voice of reason, the voice of clarity, the voice of the divine, the voice and the connectivity and the energy that speaks through us in vibrational forms and all kinds of things. I've seen white tigers in my dream. I've seen beautiful white butterflies fly around my window trying to get in the window with me today. I've seen beautiful, gorgeous monarch butterflies with their beautiful orange and yellow and black and white dots all over their bodies trying to flow past my face. And I purposely saw them remembering, but I tried to ignore the signs that it was giving me. And at the same time, if we're going to be building back better, we have to be open and allowing those things to happen. Because if you're never going to change and you don't want change to come, then this is the wrong time to do that. But it's the best time to go through it. And at the same time, do you want to look back and say, man, after all this stuff that happened, I was afraid to take that test. I was afraid to wear that dress. I was wrong to put that tuxedo on. I didn't cut my beard the way I wanted to. I didn't do those things, just the little things. Or I didn't help that person cross the street. I didn't call that person to encourage them. I could have gone over here and dropped the book off. I could have did that. I could have said, I saw my friends sitting there at work every day with no lunch. I could have offered them something to eat. Subway, eat fresh. I'm just saying, no. Hashtag just a joke. But I'm just saying, just little things that you regret later on. Why make it a regret? I'm not saying put a random person, stranger in your car or give someone your wallet or any of that. I'm saying the things that you should move. I should have called my mom and spoke to her a little bit more. I should have called my grandfather. I should have called my friend, my sister. I should have just stroked the top of my cat or my dog's head or said hi to my birds this morning. But don't live in it. Just change it for the better if you can. And if you can't change it, just accept it and embrace it and say, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to build back better in the next few moments, build back better in the next few days. Like me, I got a lot of recertifications, different things to do, all kinds of stuff to do. But you know what? I got to show up for my family, and it's no matter what. Some of you get me 2-3 times a month. Some of you get me once or twice a month. Some of you are waiting for more of the video platforms. I appreciate you for rocking with me, but you know, I always show back up. But you guys don't know. You don't know if I'm dealing with 17 funerals. You don't know if I'm dealing with this too. It's a part of life. But you rock with me just like I'll rock with you. So just remember, we're here always. I love you. I want to make this a little bit simple and sweet to get to you so you can get to going back to yourself. This is your girl Lex. Check us out at realdoubledosechannel.com, realdoubledosechannel.com, and as well as Spirit and Mind, A-N-D, mindelevation.com for some of those cool downloads. Get your manifesto and some cool stuff over there as well. You know, we're on SoundCloud, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeart. Yeah. Boom. We're there. Just want to put that out there. And I want to show much love to all those out there with your questions. We'll get some more coming in pretty soon, and we'll just stay focused on that for a segment. But we got some other stuff coming out on the, little doses of life too. And we'll be having a little segment for that in between what's going on. So you can just have some updates on what's the movement going on. So we love you. Remember to be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of that wonderful spirit. Stay up and hashtag build back better because you deserve it and more. We love you. You're amazing. And we'll be back with you very, very, very soon.